we will be very busy here over the next 6 months, specifically at Lookout Mountain and doing work on the joint venture. We also hope to drill some follow-up holes on this Paiute discovery. So that will undoubtedly be there.
All right, StockPulse on location, 2020 Vancouver Resource Investment Conference. Got with me now CEO of Timberline Resources, Steve Osterberg. Steve, appreciate you stopping by here. Rough 19, a lot of people want to forget it. Let's run through how your 19 was.
Sure, thank you. Yeah, I certainly appreciate that sentiment. Tough year in many ways, but it was, I think, in certain ways a breakthrough year for us as well. In spite of the difficult markets, we accomplished quite a lot and advanced two new projects, our Elder Creek and Paiute projects up in the Battle Mountain District, and then major breakthrough or progress on our Eureka project, the southern end of the trend. To start on that one, really the significance is it begins in mid-2018. We brought in two new directors, Dave Matheson, well-known Nevada explorer, real expert in Carlin-type systems. Dave had worked on Eureka, specifically Lookout Mountain, back in the mid-2000s, recognizes a lot of key indicators of very large Carlin-type systems, a number of the key hallmark characteristics, and so brought him in. We're certainly benefiting greatly from his expertise. And then also Don McDowell came into the company, very well-known explorer in Nevada as well. And Don, with him came a couple of assets in the northern part of the trend there, as I mentioned, Battle Mountain. So at Eureka, the other big step forward for us was in mid-year, late June, we signed a joint venture agreement with a private group called PM&G. They are financing work on the Lookout Mountain portion of the Eureka project, so about half of the project area, earning in 51% for expenditures of $6 million over 2 years, $3 million each year. We're well underway on that first year on that project. We spent a lot of time rebuilding the geologic model and focusing on high-grade mineralization that Matheson had recognized and has been known, but we're starting through this whole exercise. We've got a much better understanding of the controls on that mineralization and certain key signatures to the alteration characteristics. And when I say high-grade mineralization, we're talking about multi-gram per ton gold as opposed to a gram or less for the bulk of the resource area. And we're understanding it's got a different orientation, a different trend. We now think it's really a later event, and the potential to expand that is very significant. And what's exciting as well is it outcrops in the bottom of the old historic, very small, albeit very small pit. And so we're advancing that. We're now positioned to where we are ready to start a very significant drilling program, which we anticipate to run really from early February through to basically mid-year. And that'll be a major expenditure and somewhere on the order of 25,000 feet plus or minus of drilling, core as well as RC. So a lot of progress there at Eureka. And then up in the Battle Mountain District, we've done a second phase of drilling on the Elder Creek, which is a porphyry copper gold, moly and silver system. Our objective there is really to validate the discovery, and we've now drilled in 3 areas. We've got mineralization in each area. We've got a copper oxide occurrence that we've now got 4 holes in, and very exciting near surface occurrence, and then some deeper sulfide mineralization too. And then most recently, just last week, we released press release results on the first 2 holes of our drilling at our Paiute project, which is also in the Battle Mountain District. We've really got 2 target areas there. One is a structurally controlled gold zone, much like the Lone Tree deposit, which is 7 million ounces, not terribly far away. And we got lots of 1+ gram material on the surface. Drilled the first hole into that, had some interesting mineralization in the upper part, and then we diked out into an intrusive unit, which was extensively altered, and that intrusive unit actually is very similar to one that we drilled in our second hole there. And that second hole intercepted a number of zones of an altered sandstone unit, but of great significance in our opinion is that the entire section of about 700 feet, top to bottom of the hole, with some minor intervals or minor gaps, is mineralized. And we got a number of multiple intervals, multiple meters of plus half-gram type material. And very, very low sulfur content in the rocks, so it's not associated with sulfides. We knew that this hole was being drilled off the perimeter of a very significant magnetic anomaly. And now since drilling it, we've been able to come up with some historic hard copy IP geophysical data, which is a tool to map sulfides, and we now understand that it's sort of peripheral to a significant IP anomaly as well. And so we're very excited about that target. This is a completely new area that's really been undrilled, and we'd like to believe that we're potentially on the periphery of something really significant. And the other element of this that's exciting in the Battle Mountain is the geochemical signatures of this mineralization, as well as the mineralogy, has some similarities to Nevada Gold Mines' Phoenix Fortitude Complex, which is 14 million ounces. So there's a lot of gold and mineral endowment in this district, so they're excited.
Yeah, so let's kind of run through this. You laid out what's front and center here. What's the attack plan here as we enter 2020?
So we will be very busy here over the next 6 months, specifically at Lookout Mountain and doing work on the joint venture. We also hope to drill some follow-up holes on this Paiute discovery. So that will undoubtedly be the clear focus over the next 6 months.
So some good news flow from Timberline.
Yeah, absolutely. Should be excellent news flow, particularly coming out of Lookout Mountain.
Market might be on your side. Maybe this could be the year, huh? Have we said that before?
We are ready.
Okay, that's Steve Osterberg. He's the CEO of Timberline Resources, TBR on the venture, TLRS, the OTC in the States. Hey, Steve, appreciate that update.
Thank you very much. You too.